What we have here, guys, is question 2. I'm not going to do all of question 2 for you. I'm just going to do maybe parts 4 and part 5, okay? The rule for question 2 is, anybody? The rule for question 2 is 5 times whatever number you're working with,
and then -2.
-2. So the first number I'm going to work with is part 4. I'm going to work with -1. So it's going to be 5 times -1 -2. That will get me -7. Full mark straight away. Next one is 2/5. Don't let the fraction scare you off. It's the same thing. 5 times 2/5 -2. You can put all of that into the calculator if you want, and it will give you the answer that you require. The answer is going to be 0 once you put it into the calculator. Okay? That's your 2 answers done. They then mix it up by using part 6, and they think, okay, part 6 will catch people out. So part 6 is different than any other part in that question. Why is it different? Because it says the answer is 18. What did you do to get to the answer? Well, with all these questions, I multiply whatever number I'm working with by 5. I then take away 2, but I know the answer is 18. Bring it over to 2, and what happens? Plus 2, which gives us 20. X will equal 4. Okay, really easy. We're well on top of that. Question 3, however, now goes to what's called a quadratic equation. This refers back, remember the four types you took down earlier in the year? Brings us back to chapter 1 and chapter 2, okay? So what happens is, we'll do question 3 part 4 and 3 part 5. Now let me explain how to do these, okay? 3 part 4, we know that f of x is whatever number you're working with, you square it, yeah? And then whatever that answer is, you add it to 3 times the number you're working with. Do you understand? Square your number, add it to 3 times your number. So we're going to work with -2 starting off. So it's going to be -2 squared plus 3 times -2. Once again, put it into the calculator and you'll get -2.
Why is there -2 compared to 3?
Because see it there, then it's x squared plus 3x.
Oh, yeah.
The rule is whatever number you're working with, square it, and then 3 times plus 3 times whatever number you're working with. Okay? Now, the next one's an odd one. Can anybody tell me what's so odd about the next one? Everybody see it? 3f of -4. Now that's weird. What's weird about it? The 3 in front of it, okay? Let's pretend the 3 isn't there for a second. Okay? Would it be really weird now if the 3 wasn't there? No. Okay, so let's just pretend the 3 is not there for a second. -4 squared plus 3 times -4. Is everybody happy with that?
Yeah.
And we're going to get 16 minus 12, which is 4. Okay? But whatever our answer is, we have to multiply it by 3. So the answer will be 3 times 4, which is 12. Just do what you do normally, except whatever number is on the outside, multiply it by that number at the end. Is that right? Now, the last question that will cause a lot of confusion is this one here. So, can anybody tell me how to do part 4? This part here.
X squared plus 3x.
Yeah. So, whatever we did, whatever number we squared, and then we added on 3 multiplied by that number, whatever number that is, the answer is 10. That's basically what that means. Therefore, we have to figure out what is that number by making this equation here. So, move the 10 over to your side. And then you have a, which type is it? You go back to the start of your book and you'd find out which type are we looking at here. We're looking at a type 1. The reason why it's a type 1? Okay, so there's nothing in front of the x. When there's nothing in front of the x, you can go straight into brackets. Okay? -10. What 2 numbers will multiply to give you -10?
+1 and -2.
But when you add them, they have to give you 3 in the middle. So we said +5 minus 2, +5 minus 2, It doesn't matter if it's minus 2 plus 5, you'll get the same answer. So how do we finish this question off? X plus 5 equals 0. And then x equals 2, x equals minus 5. Okay? You alright there, Daz? Yeah. Just a quadratic equation, nothing you haven't done before. Okay? Yeah. Now, moving upwards. Okay, 6 and 7. 6 and 7, 6 and 7 decide to get slightly harder. Okay? So, question 3 as an example. Can anybody tell me how we'd go about doing question 3? Yeah. Do you know what? Let's just multiply this out. So, f of x is going to be x multiplied by x plus. Now it looks like more or what we're used to, doesn't it? So you can multiply out the function if you can, and then you get back to this. Now, what does this want us to do? Part 3. So I want you to find out what f2 is. F2 is going to be what, Mick?
What?
F2.
Bracket 2.
2 squared, yeah.
Plus 2x, 2 bracket 2.
Yeah. And you're going to get 8. F of minus 2, lads. Minus 2 squared plus. And you're going to get a 0 when you put it into the calculator. Then, what does it want you to do with both answers? So I want you to add both answers together. And when you add both answers together, 8 plus 0 gives you 8. So you can see while the language looks really complicated, it's actually very easy if you just do one at a time. Okay?
Wait, when you get both of them together, you just make the answers plus?
Because it says plus in the middle.
Okay.
If it said minus, I'd minus them. If it said multiply, I'd multiply them. Okay? Whatever's there. Now, guys, what happens next is, do you want another one done this time? Can anybody tell me how would you go about doing question 6? F of minus 3, then multiply your answer by. Is everybody happy with that?
Yeah.
I can leave it alone. And then finally, if I want you to do f of x equals 15, what number would you work with that'll get you an answer of 15? X squared. Whatever you do, the answer has to be 15. Bring the 15 over to your side. Shh. What type are we dealing with? Connor, do you know what type we're dealing with? Type 1 quadratic. What numbers do we need to make? We need to make minus 15 when we multiply them, and sorry? Plus 5 minus 3, because it has to be a plus 2 in the middle. If I did 3 minus 5, it'd be a minus 2 in the middle, and we want a plus 2. So it's going to be plus 5 minus 3, and what's our two answers then? X equals minus 5 and x equals plus 3. Okay. This one here, the only one you'd need to do here would be the very last one. Okay. So in question 7, there's a hard part to question 7. Everybody knows how to do the first 4 parts of 7. You just replace x with the number you're given and use your calculator. But part 5 has a weird one going on, okay? Part 5 says this. What does fk mean? If fx is this, what's fk then?
Same.
The same thing, except you replace x with k. So if fx is that, fk has to be k squared plus 2k minus 1. What are you told about this thing though? What are you told about the answer? The answer is minus 1. Bring the minus 1 over, and what happens then? You get k squared plus 2k minus 1 plus 1 equals 0. You get k squared plus 2k equals 0. What type is it? It's not a type 1. Sorry?
K bracket,
K bracket, K plus 2. You listening? And then there's two answers here. Either K equals 0. It's a type 3, I think. So you have to look over that. Okay. K equals 0 or K plus 2 equals 0. K equals minus 2. Okay, guys.